Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Din and I'm going to show you how to prepare your ingredients, mix the spices and then cook the dish. Very simple method I'm going to use, so please follow the instructions carefully. So let's cook. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chef Din. Please pause the video now and get all the ingredients ready to cook this delicious dish, the Ckicken Karari. Right, before we start the cooking process, we're going to dry roast 3 spices. That's the whole black peppercorns, the cumin seeds and the fennel seeds. What we want to do is on a medium heat keep roasting and then put it into a grinder after you've let it cool down for a few minutes, and then we're going to grind it into a powder. We will need this when we go to add all our spices. This makes the world of difference to our curry. So once you've done this, put it aside. Now we can begin. When I was in Bangladesh this year in March, I come across this curry in the bazaar and I thought it would be brilliant to do my curry recipes. So here goes. This will be the first time I'm using it. So in the curry, put your oil, put your cardamon, cinnamon and your bay leaves, and what we're going to do is a little bit infuse this into the oil. Just keep stirring it. When you're cooking curry, this is the first stage. Any curry you should do, and let the spices infuse into the oil before you go and add your garlic and ginger paste. Now garlic and ginger paste is easily made. If you're not familiar with it, all you do is put 50% garlic, 50% ginger and a little bit of water and a little bit of oil. The oil will stop it from going green, and then you just blend it into a blender, and that's how it's done. Now when you normally cook a chicken curry, they usually cook the chicken in the oil first to kind of fry the chicken, but I find this way the chicken really cooks too much and it starts to break down into little bits, and I don't like that. So this is my way of cooking the chicken curry, which I'm sure you will enjoy. After we add the onions, we're going to also add the salt. This will help to release the water. Now I'm going to cook this quite quickly. This dish you can cook within the hour, and basically what we're going to do is break down the onions really quick. We're going to add the tomatoes as well, and then basically when the onions have nicely caramelized, and we're going to then add our chicken. But first what we want to do is keep stirring this. Remember, it will stick quite easily, so keep a lid on it to help the process in softening, but also make sure that you keep stirring. This is the key. We don't want the onions to burn, otherwise this process would have been a waste of time. Also, by keeping the lid on it and letting it steam, it also helps to break down the tomatoes and loosen the skin, which we'll take out in a few minutes. So as you can see, it's looking good, and the onions are really breaking down quickly, and we've got it on about medium heat. If you find it sticking too much, then turn the heat down. This process we're going to do for the next 10-15 minutes, just to soften and break all our onions and tomatoes down. As you can see, the onions are starting to change colour now, and they're kind of caramelizing in the oil, and the tomatoes are breaking down really well. So what we want to do now at this point is basically find yourself a pair of tongs, which is the easiest way to do it, and remove the skins of the tomatoes, because that way we will have no skins in the sauce as well. As you can see, just with a pair of tongs, just lift it all out as soon as they start to release. Now cooking the chicken curry, you'll find that it is a really hands-on dish where you have to be there basically stirring it and giving it a good mix. As you can see, like now, the onions have really broken down really well and basically melting. And then when we get to this stage, we're going to basically add our chicken, which we've used. Normally in a traditional Karahi, they would use a whole chicken on the bone, but in my case, my wife don't like it on the bone and she don't like dark meat, so I'm doing it with just breast pieces. So it's entirely up to you if you want to use a whole chicken or just breast, but I find this way of cooking the chicken Karahi really is easy. Now, as you can see, it's just sticking a little bit, but that's where the onions are caramelizing. But don't be scared about this. We haven't added any water at the moment, because what I want to do is let the chicken release the water. Add a few green chilies at this stage. You can add more if you wish. It's entirely up to you. Most importantly, what we're doing by stirring is breaking the onions down, which will give us a nice sauce at the end of this process, and we'll be ready to begin our final stage. Now, this will happen, as you can see, for the next 10 minutes now. So we've cooked it about 15 minutes, and this will process will be another 10 minutes until the chicken will release its water. Now, keep the heat medium, not too hot and not too low, because we want to keep cooking the chicken and helping all the water to release. Right, as soon as the water's released and it's been cooking in total now for about 35 minutes or so, we're going to add our spices. In went the turmeric and the coriander powder, as you can see, and this is Kashmiri chili I'm using. Now, it's entirely up to you if you want it hotter, add a little bit more. We're putting in the methi now, and the final one is the Gram Masala and the other masala we made, which is cumin, black peppercorn and fennel seeds. So you mix it well, keep mixing. This is the stage where it could stick to the bottom, but make sure you turned it a little bit down as well. Right, this is looking really good now, and the aroma is amazing. If we had smelly vision, you could really smell this dish. It's absolutely delicious. Put some fresh coriander in and give it a good stir, and then we're going to add our water. I'm adding about 400 ml of water here, but it's entirely up to you. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can add less, but I would stay on 400 ml. I think that's the right consistency to this. But like I said before, if you want it hotter, just add a few more green chilies. It's entirely up to you. There's one more ingredient I want to use, is yogurt, plain yogurt. Just get any plain natural yogurt and put this in at this stage, then it won't curdle as well. So give it a good mix and give it a good stir, and we're going to cook this now for about 20 minutes after bringing it to the boil under low heat. Now remember, if you haven't got a Karahi dish, use any pot. All Karahi is the cooking pot. So in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, they use a Karahi to cook their dishes, where in the West we use pots and pans. So if you're lucky enough to have a Karahi, well, nowadays you can buy it online, a Karahi, and use it to cook your curries. I'm using my outside kitchen today because my indoor kitchen is induction, so the only way I can use this Karahi is on a gas burner, as you can see. Now this is looking really good. The oil is starting to appear. We're going to cook this down for another 5-10 minutes and it'll be done. So total time it's taken is about 45 to 50 minutes. I've added some green peppers there because I like the flavour, but it's entirely up to you. And then finish it off with a little bit of julienne of fresh ginger and some coriander, and it's done. I hope you enjoy my Karahi. Write in the comments what you think, and remember to share. So bye for now, and thanks for watching.